Hello everybody, welcome to GDR versus the NFL Week 8 predictions. This is Ryan. I am going to be your host this week while Brian is off on vacation in Disneyland. He's just having too much fun enjoying himself. So, he would like everybody to know that he did go 9-5 for Week 7. So, I think that's his first positive. So, good job, Brian. Just so everybody knows, I am currently undefeated. I have not lost one game yet. But I was also, I haven't even picked a game yet. So, 0-0. Undefeated. So, here we go. This will be my first time doing this. So, if my camera looks wonky, it's because Windows 10 can suck my balls. And I have to use my iPad. So, the byes this week, we have Green Bay, Tennessee, Los Angeles Rams, the New York Shit Giants, the Arizona Cardinals, and Jacksonville Jaguars. Those are all the teams that are on bye this week. So if you have fantasy picks and you guys don't know the teams, you better pick that right now. So, see, our first game of the week is Thursday, October 26th. Will be Miami at Baltimore. Miami is surprisingly 4-2, even though they have Jay Cutler. And I'm not quite sure how that's been working out. Jay Cutler appears to be hurt. He wasn't even wearing a jersey during practice so far this week, which surprised nobody who has seen him do the Wildcat formation. Baltimore, on the other hand, Baltimore, they suck. Joe Flacco is possibly one of the worst quarterbacks that's making over $100 million. And I'm going to have to say that Miami, the number 2 seed in the NFC East, is going to be beating Baltimore on this one. Next up, make sure you guys are getting up early if you live on the West Coast, because at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, 6:30 your guys' time, we have the London game. And who's that going to be? Minnesota Vikings against the Cleveland Browns. I don't think anybody really picked Cleveland to win a game. It's Cleveland. They're terrible. The Vikings have a pretty good defense. And, yeah, it's pretty much going to be the Vikings are going to annihilate the Browns in London this week. We have Oakland will be playing at Buffalo. Even though David Carr and Amani Cooper finally decided to start playing well together, Cooper got 41 points in fantasy football last week, and Carr had some ungodly 2 million points. If you look at the stats week to week, they have not been that consistent. This is the first time they've done it. I don't believe they will do it again. The Bills are 4-2 and they're playing at home. So I am going to have to say that the Bills probably have the edge in this one. So I'm going to pick Buffalo for that game. Next up, we have Indianapolis at Cincinnati. Both teams that are, what I'd have to say, mediocre at the best, if we're lucky. The Colts aren't crap with Andrew Luck, and they really are crap without Andrew Luck. Brisket has been doing an okay job at quarterback. And, come on, Cincinnati, they have A.J. Green. He's a fairly consistent wide receiver. If you have him for your fantasy team, he's going to get you at least 10 to 17 points, but don't expect any big blowouts because Andy Dalton is just a red-headed freak. So, but I am going to have to say, I think Indianapolis might win this one. Cincinnati has been playing okay, but they're not scoring more than 21 points a game, if I remember correctly. So, I don't think that Cincinnati is going to be able to hang on at home against Indianapolis. So, next up we have the LA Chargers against the New England Patriots. That's a pretty easy one. It's going to be New England Patriots because the Chargers are going to lose all of their charge going into Foxborough. Next up, we have Chicago is at New Orleans. Another one of two very middle-range, inconsistent teams. New Orleans has Drew Brees. That's about it. What does Chicago have? They have some guys that do stuff. I guess they do an okay job. They're getting paid millions of dollars to do it. I don't think Chicago has it in them. I think Drew Brees is going to have another 7-touchdown week as they give up 6 touchdowns on defense and somehow manage to win the game. Next up, we have Atlanta at New York Jets. Jets suck. As Brian would say. Because I do listen to his show. Come on, Atlanta is going to crush the Jets in this one. Just to kind of give you an idea, as I'm showing there's still 6,908 tickets available for the Jets game at their home stadium, which is the most out of any team right now, as I'm looking at the stats right over there. Nobody wants to watch a Jets game because the Jets just blow. And they are not going to be able to beat Atlanta with Julio Jones. Probably going to score 3-4 touchdowns. And Matt Ryan, I got to give a fellow Ryan credit where it's due. Because, names mean a lot of things. So Atlanta over the Jets. Next up we have the San Francisco Poopa Niners against the Philadelphia Eagles, which is technically my hometown now because I do live in Philadelphia and I've been living here for the last year. And as everyone will tell you, if you live here, Wentz is basically the Messiah. All he needs is a cross to hang himself on, maybe a little crown of thorns, and everybody here in Philadelphia loved the shit out of the guy. And he's worth it. If you saw him do his little tuck when he was about to get sacked, and he just jumped out and sprinted for 20 yards, he's become a damn fine quarterback. And I believe the 49ers, they don't have it in them. Philadelphia over the 49ers. Next up, we have Carolina Panthers at Tampa Bay. That's another middle one. I'm going to say the Panthers are going to beat them. I don't think Tampa Bay has it in them like they did last year where they pulled up some pretty big upsets. That's just not in the cards in this one. Carolina over Tampa Bay. Next up, we have Houston at Seattle. I know that a vast majority of our audience is in Seattle. And a lot of my friends are in Seattle. My family's in Seattle. A lot of them have been fans. Maybe 2 have been fans their whole lives. I want to say maybe 99% of the rest of you guys have probably been fans since 2000s when they actually started winning. I'm just being honest here. There's a lot of bandwagon jumpers in the last 10, 12 years. But I'm not going to disappoint you guys. Seattle's going to win this one. I'm not going to go against Houston's been pretty much on fire, but I think the Seattle defense is going to hold it out. I will stick to Brian's thing of Seattle wins every single game. Because at least in this week, I don't think Houston got it to beat Seattle at home. So there you go. A Seattle fan. You thought I was going to pick against you guys, but I didn't. Brian was probably all sitting there biting his fingernails, like, saying I better pick the goddamn Seattle. Next up, we have Dallas at Washington, another big rivalry game. I don't think the Washington Native Americans have it in them to beat the Dallas Cowboys, who, God, I hate the goddamn Cowboys. You know what? I hate the Cowboys so much, and I'm just going to pick the Washington Native American, just because screw the frickin' Cowboys. Last game of the week is the mighty Pittsburgh Steelers against the Detroit Lions. And if anybody knows me, I am a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And I'm going to say that Ben Roethlisberger is going to throw for 600, 700 yards. Antonio Brown is going to get 400 yards receiving, 5 touchdowns. Le'Veon Bell is going to rush for 600 yards and 10 touchdowns. And Martavis Bryant's going to sit on the sideline and cry about wanting to be traded because he's not a big part of the offense. Maybe you should have been smoking so much weed in the last 2 years that you missed the last 2 fucking seasons, you goddamn idiot. Detroit doesn't have it to beat our defense. Shazier is going to take his bald everywhere face and just kick everyone's ass. I can't remember if why can I not remember his goddamn name? J.J. Watt's brother, T.J. Watt. I think he's back off injury. So even though we're playing at Detroit, I mean, there's still 3,541 tickets available at Detroit for $78, according to this thing right here. And Detroit's not going to win. They better not pull a freaking Browns, or Bears, where the Bears fucking won in overtime. So, Pittsburgh over the Lions, no contest. The Monday night game, Denver at Kansas City. Kansas City's no longer undefeated thanks to the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I don't think the Denver Broncos have it in them to beat Kansas City at home. Kansas City's been playing pretty damn good, even though there are amazingly 4,708 total tickets available from $67 on at the Kansas home field. I don't think Denver's going to pull it out this one. I think it's going to be Kansas City Chiefs. And that is it for the Week 8 schedule. Hopefully I entertained you guys enough. Like I said, I'm 0-0. I'm undefeated. My picks are golden. So Brian will be back for Week 9, the GDR versus the NFL. And hope you guys have a good week. Make sure you check your fantasy teams. And stay awesome, everybody. Goodbye.